This is for people who may not know, but domestic violence is physical, it's financial, it's emotional, it's sexual, it is mental. Like, domestic violence can take on so many different forms. And a lot of times we see domestic violence on an everyday basis in the form of intimidation.
Right.
And so this is something that I see a lot, especially in my line of work, where you have someone who either wants to call the cops or they want to call someone for help, and then someone takes their cell phone.
Right.
And you can actually get a criminal charge for that, and a lot of people don't know you can get a criminal charge for that. And so there are a lot of things that technically, I mean, there's a lot of things you can get in trouble for.
So if my ex took my keys, like, when I was trying to go to work, then he could go to jail for that?
Yeah, you can get a charge for that.
What would you call that?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh my God.
I think it's hindering someone from leaving.
Okay, that would make sense. And that sounds illegal. Like, that's like holding somebody hostage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No,
To an extent, yeah.
Not to an extent. If you're not letting me lead, like, if you're not giving me my keys so I can get in my car and go, then you might as well just tie me up.
Well, I'm thinking legality.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just thinking about the terms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
so.
true.
Wait, did you say you might as well just tie me up?
Yes. If I can't leave in my car, it's the same thing. You don't want me to go. That's a true story, by the way. That really happened.
But which part?
Oh, not the tie me up, but took my keys. So you might as well have tied me up.
Okay.
And I had to go to work. So it's like.
Hello and welcome to Open Relationship Podcast, where we have open and honest conversations as it pertains to the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. I am your host, Solomon.
I'm Devin.
And I'm Tay.
And welcome to our 30th episode. Y'all, we have made it to 30 weeks.
That is crazy. Somebody was just telling me there's 52 weeks, I think, in a year.
Somebody just told you that?
Because you're a teacher, bitch. You should know that.
I don't teach weeks and calendars, but there's 52 weeks in a year, and we've been together for 30 of those weeks. So that's like amazing, right?
It is amazing.
It's crazy.
And unfortunately, we're not joined by Rodney tonight. He is traveling for the holidays. Y'all, it is the holidays. We are at Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Like, the year is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
Almost over.
What do y'all have planned?
Dinner. We're doing dinner at my sister's house this year. So it'll be me, my mom, my sister, my nieces, and whoever else comes over. But that's like where we're setting up. I'm gonna help cook a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do the mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Homemade, of course. But
Ready?
I think that's. Yeah, I mean, I cook, so it'll be nothing. I'm excited though.
As long as you cook salmon, friend.
That's what I cook most often, yes, bitch. That's what I cook most often. That's what I cook most often. But I mean, I cook everything pretty good. Like,
How about you, Tay?
Yeah, we're having Thanksgiving at my house. My mom and my brothers are here, so I don't have to travel this year. So yeah, me and my mom are actually gonna start cooking tonight. Like, start cooking some things tonight. So I'm just ready to eat.
yeah, that'll be fun. Cooking with your mom.
Yes, I'm excited. What about you, Solomon?
I have family coming into town starting tomorrow. My mom usually cooks beforehand and brings it with her. Then I get to see, I think my dad might be coming into town, and I get to see my brother. And then I travel, go see other family. Okay. So I'm excited about that. And then I'll be out of town for a while.
For your birthday.
For my birthday.
Right, which is coming up, and you're excited. We're excited.
I am absolutely excited. It'll be 41.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exciting.
It is very exciting.
I'm excited for you. I can't wait to celebrate with you to some degree because I know you're traveling and I won't be there, but, we'll do something.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something for you.
Well, how was your week?
You're asking me?
I'm asking both of y'all.
This week has been I thought this week would be absolutely chills, on a zero because I've been off this week, but it just wasn't. It wasn't stressful or anything, but it just wasn't where I was just able to just lay in bed every single day. So I spent a lot of time with family this week, gotten some errands done, all my homework and everything's done for school. We're on break from school, so I didn't have to think about that, didn't have to think about work. So it's been a good week. I had my nieces today all day, and I love them so much. They're 3 years old. They're not my youngest nieces, but they're second to the youngest, and they just love me so much, and I love them so much. And we're dancing, I can teach them routines. It's just fun.
Are these the ones you were teaching how to model?
Yes. Yeah, see? And I taught them how to model, so now they know how to do the runway. They're just so much fun and so smart. And again, they love me so much, so that makes me feel really good. So
I know I'll be seeing them on your story.
Yeah, they're a mess, y'all. How was your week?
My week's been pretty good. Today's my last day of work. Don't go back to Monday, so I'm excited about that. Other than that, just kind of been preparing for the holidays. We just got back from Louisiana and stuff, so that was actually fun to see my family and stuff. Child, do y'all know I didn't get to go to the funeral?
Oh, I didn't know they had the funeral already.
I could do my aunt's funeral.
Oh,
I couldn't even go, y'all. Why do we get all the way to Louisiana and stuff? And I'm getting dressed the day of the funeral. And why did I bring 2 left shoes?
I would have still went.
Bitch, and 2 left shoes?
You could have bought some shoes, right?
It was too late. I didn't realize until it was literally time for us to go.
I
had no time.
On and sat my ass in the back.
No, girl, I'm too classy for that, girl.
Girl, your aunt is probably rolling over. Right
No,
now.
my aunt knows me. She knows my heart.
Oh my God. Well, bitch. God forbid when it's my time.
I'm gonna be there for him. Just pray to God I have the right kind of shoes.
I mean, that's why I said God forbid. Not to say that I want you to go first, but God forbid. Don't listen. Just come, okay?
I'll be there in my 2 left shoes, friend. I'll be there.
See?
Wow.
What about you? How was your week, Charlie?
I was hoping for a stress-free week. Did not get it. But, hey, we're here. We're here at, Wednesday?
We're at Wednesday.
Off tomorrow, off Friday. Then we have the weekend.
Right. So when do you go back to, because I know you're traveling next week, so when do you go back to work?
Monday.
Okay, and then you're just there for
so I'll just be working remotely.
Okay. Working remotely.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. Just in time for the holidays.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but don't work too hard remotely. Just enjoy.
I'll try.
Yeah, try to, what do they say, disconnect for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that.
Try to disconnect.
All right, Tay, what we got?
It's the sponsor.
Oh, all right. All right, Devin, what we got?
All right, so today we are actually sipping on Bumbu again from Brett Barish. And I know that you guys are used to us having a different sponsor each week where we have a different type of alcohol each week. And we're still getting those. However, we're not all drinking anymore. Lately, it's been just Rodney and I drinking. So, obviously we're let's finish one bottle before we open another. But today's drinking with us. We're drinking with me tonight, so I'm not drinking by myself. But yeah, so thank you, Bumbu. But again, in case you guys are noticing that we're not having a new sponsor each week, that's just because we're not finishing the bottle. So we're kind of just trying to bring out one thing at a time. But we also want to just shout out each other just because it's the 30th episode. And like we were saying, there's 52 weeks in a year. For us to be together for 30 of them, all of us work. Some of us are in school. Some of us are getting certifications. Some of us have more than one job, families, love lives, everything, right?
Yep.
And we're able to every week still be dedicated to our baby, to our project, and to our mission.
Yeah.
So shout out to us. Shout out to you all for just subscribing, for always commenting, writing in letters, just everything that you guys do for us and every way that you support us. We really appreciate it and we love y'all. So thank you for getting us to our 30th episode. And here's to maybe 30 more.
Maybe 30 more?
Maybe 30 more. I don't know. Because, we might do more than 30, but I don't know.
We're definitely going to do more than 30, I would hope.
Okay. Well, okay, that's good. Okay. I'm just saying, we never know what direction everybody may go in. So I'm just saying, you never know. That's what I'm saying.
Are you trying to say something?
No, I wouldn't tell y'all on camera.
Okay, I'm just...
No, I wouldn't do that. First you asked Solomon, was he leaving the show? Now you ask.
Because, I mean, y'all be throwing these things out. I have to ask. I need clarifications.
No, I have no intention on leaving. Like, Rodney gets on my nerves, but I love you guys. And I would not trade y'all for the world.
I think Rodney gets
I wouldn't trade Rodney either for the world. But, yeah, I wouldn't trade y'all for the world. I'm not going anywhere.
I think Rodney gets on everybody's nerves, but we love him.
Just a little
Right,
bit.
we love him the same.
All right, Tay, now take it away.
All right, so on Pillow Talk with Tay today, we're going to be talking about Trey Songz, child. Trey Songz is back in trouble again. All right, so just a few weeks ago, a rape civil charge case against the R&B singer was dismissed after the statute of limitations expired on the allegations. Songz now faces assault charges from allegedly punching a woman at a New York bowling alley last month. Reports that an employee of the bowling has accused the singer-songwriter of committing a brutal attack. The woman claims the incident took place in one of the bathrooms at the venue, where Songz allegedly punched her repeatedly and dragged her by her hair. The victim was later taken to a local hospital to be treated for visible injuries. Now, I used to be a huge fan of Trey Songz. I loved his music. He made some really good, he made some really good.
Tim, too.
Yes, he made some good music.
Go ahead and say it. Baby making music.
Yes, he made some good songs. But it's just like everything I've been seeing in the media about him has just been so negative lately. Like again, the rape allegation, that happened. Then he had an incident where I know him and Keke Palmer had like a really big thing where they had got into it.
Yeah, I remember that thing.
And stuff. And then like now this, like for a person that's just so talented and just, I think I'm starting to learn that, these celebrities stuff, child, they have more problems than we do.
Yeah, well, I think that it just goes to show that they're still people. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're like, okay, well, you have your image to worry about, blah, 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 so you shouldn't be getting yourself into these situations. But I feel like once you're used to a certain level of fame and celebrity status, it's like, okay, I still want to live my life. So I'm not going to say that alcohol was involved in the situation, mm-hmm. but 9 out of 10 it was. And not to say that that's the only reason he would put his hands on a woman or that would make it right. But, like you're partying, like a lot of these celebrities get into like other drugs and things like that. So it's like, even though you have an image, you're still partaking in things that could possibly, shed you in a different light. And I think that I've been guilty of it at times, like, kind of not realizing, okay, this is the decision I'm making, even drinking too much. Like, okay, now I'm in a situation and now, like, now I have to deal with all of this, aftermath because of decisions I made while drinking, not worrying about my image. And my platform isn't as big as his. But, sometimes my platform is out the window in a moment of, me just being human. So I think that's really, what it is.
I also think that, people get into entertainment and they don't necessarily set out to be a role model.
Right.
But the role itself makes you a model.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think we, as the community, we have to do a better job at not putting people on a pedestal. Because as soon as we put them on a pedestal and we make believe that they can't do any wrong, mm-hmm. and then as soon as they do wrong, then we condemn them. And we condemn them harder than we do the general population, like our neighbors.
And I'm glad you said that because, Chris Brown is still being condemned for his whole situation with Rihanna. Like, mm-hmm. They canceled his AMM tribute to Michael Jackson this past week and stuff. And then even when he won the award, they still booed him and stuff. Kelly Rowland had to let them know, like, hey, get that man his respects and stuff. But
that's crazy because I didn't know it was still a thing. Like, I didn't know that people were still, like, on the I hate Chris Brown.
I didn't either.
I did not know that.
I didn't think it was either. I didn't think it was still a thing. But then I also recently saw where he did an interview and he spoke about it. Mm-hmm. And then he gave extra context. And so, once you bring things back up, you're just gonna remind the public.
Oh, so what was his extra context like?
I don't think he had previously spoken out about the.
He had never spoken out about it. Only she did.
Yeah. He had never spoken out about the details of the incident. And I saw in this interview, and I don't even know when this interview happened. So this is just me seeing it recently. But he gave extra details about how the incident went down. I believe they were in a car.
Yeah.
She took his phone. They started arguing. And then he alleged that she hit him. And then the exchange just happened.
So it just made everybody mad all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I guess it's kind of fair. But again, I think, like you said, holding people to a standard. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think he deserves to. Even though I see like why people could be like, "Oh, you did do that. I forgot you did do that," because he brought it up in the interview again. But at the same time, let it go.
Yeah, like he can't be forgiven. Like at some point, like I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody do things that they regret and stuff. But like, where does the forgiveness come in? Just because he's a celebrity doesn't mean he's not human.
Exactly.
But I also think that there are some things that, and I'm talking about the general population. There are some things that people hold grudges for longer, and so like domestic violence is just one of those things. Because not only does it affect women, it affects gay men, it affects lesbians, it affects trans individuals. And so like this is a global situation. This is something that affects everybody. And not only does it affect the people who are involved, like then you also have your neighbors. And a lot of times in domestic violence cases, you have the neighbors who are calling the police. And so there's a lot of concern when it comes to people putting their hands on each other.
I agree.
Yeah, I've been through that, so I definitely get it.
I wasn't getting domestically abused. And it's not funny, but it's just the way that I use the term. But I haven't been in domestic violence, but so this is a really good question, really quick. So is domestic violence only defined as, to you guys, is it only defined as like one person abusing the other, or is domestic violence like couples going at it?
Both.
Okay.
Definitely. It's both, but domestic violence isn't just physical. Domestic violence could also be financial. Domestic violence could, and this is for people who may not know, but domestic violence is physical, it's financial, it's emotional, it's sexual, it is mental. Like domestic violence can take on so many different forms, and a lot of times we see domestic violence on an everyday basis in the form of intimidation. Right. And so this is something that I see a lot, especially in my line of work, where you have someone who either wants to call the cops or they want to call someone for help, and then someone takes their cell phone. Right. And you can actually get a criminal charge for that, and a lot of people don't know you can get a criminal charge for that. And so there are a lot of things that technically, I mean, there's a lot of things you can get in trouble for.
So if my ex took my keys, like when I was trying to go to work, then he could go to jail for that?
Yeah, you can get a charge for that.
What would you call that?
I don't know off the top of my head. Oh my God. I think it's hindering someone from leaving.
Okay, that would make sense, and that sounds illegal. Like, that's like holding somebody hostage. Okay.
To an extent, yeah.
Not to an extent. If you're not letting me leave, like, if you're not giving me my keys so I can get in my car and go, then you might as well just tie me up.
Well, I'm thinking legality. Oh, okay. So I'm just thinking about the terms. Okay. Yeah. Right, so. True. Wait, did you say you might as well just tie me up?
Yes. If I can't leave in my car, it's the same thing. You don't want me to go. That's a true story, by the way. That really happened.
But which part?
Oh, not the tie me up, but took my keys. So you might as well have tied me up. Okay. And I had to go to work. So it's like, what can I do?
What did you do?
I don't want to talk about what I did.
Okay. But you got out.
I did.
You got out, and so that's important.
I did, and I got to work. I was a little bit late.
Well, I'm talking about it. You got out of the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad you did.
Thank you. Me too.
All right. So for today's Menage a Trois, we are going to talk about the ins and outs of August Alsina. And I had to make sure I said his name right because I've been fucking it up all week.
Me too.
Really? What were you calling him?
Everything but August Alsina.
Easy. I spelled it wrong.
It's August like
I know I spelled August, but it's the last name.
I've been getting August right, but the Alsina, like I
don't know. I feel like that's easy to say. Maybe because I love me some August Alsina.
See, I don't really listen to his music.
So you was one of those people that automatically assumed that he was coming out gay.
Well, no. Well, that's
that's the thing. So we were going to talk about it in Pillow Talk with Tay. So Tay, go ahead and fill us in on what happened this week with August.
Right. So with August this week, on the season finale of the reality TV show The Surreal Life, in the final moments, he mentioned that love has showed up, but in a different way, and that he wants to share that with the world and honor that person. Then set aside him is a guy, and he hugs the guy. Now, of course, everyone assumed that this was August's coming out moment. But again, it was never clarified whether he was coming out because he didn't kiss the guy. He didn't say it was his boyfriend or nothing. So, but the gays.
Well, Black Twitter.
Black Twitter automatically assumed that this man was coming out. And like, some people was like, oh my God, I'm so glad he's finally living his truth.
People on my Facebook were like, welcome home, welcome to the family.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
And I had to watch it myself because I saw it when Rodney first posted. So I had to go watch it myself. And I was just like, well, he never gave clarification that he was gay. He didn't kiss the guy and say it was his boyfriend. So.
I feel like it's definitely giving gay. Like, y'all are messing around. It's giving gay. However, he did not. To me, that was not him coming out. He never came out and said he was gay. Mm-hmm. But that situation is really giving gay. Like, I mean, I think for me, knowing, like, or being in a situation with someone or being someone who wasn't out before, then I kind of just like, no, the body language, that hug, like it just, I don't know.
It looked a little awkward to me.
It was a church hug to me.
It was not, when you're not hugging, you're not doing face to face. Like when he hugged August, like his face was like on August's face. I wish we could put the clip like right here, but it's definitely giving gay, but I'm not gonna say that he came out.
It really didn't give me that. When when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he's gonna hug him, he's gonna kiss him. But when he hugged him, it was giving like, that's the kind of hug I would give somebody, like if we in a club, hey, you hug, like sometimes you cheek to cheek or whatever, and I mean that's what it is. But
that's true, but you're gay.
A bitch.
So
no point taken.
What do you think, Solomon?
So when we first started talking about this, and you were hesitant to have the conversation because you were like, well, he didn't officially come out,
right? And
I automatically agreed with you, but just with that part because I don't know if
it's giving gay.
If it's giving gay, it was just giving a little awkward. Okay. But at the same time, it could have also just been giving a little bit of emotional. And so when you brought up that point, I was like, that's a really good point. Because I went back and I looked at it again. And I was like, he never did say, he never identified. He never said, I'm gay. He never said that this is my partner, this is my boyfriend or whatever. He just said that this is someone who has shown me love. And then it brought into question, like, Rodney's not here to talk about it, but he wanted to talk about double standards and why is it so acceptable for women to have girlfriends, or why is it acceptable for women to have sexual relationships with other women, but then as soon as a man identifies, or hold on, so as soon as a man identifies that he has a relationship with a man,
right, not
specifying the type of relationship,
right.
Then it just becomes so damn taboo.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a double standard. I don't know. I would say that it's more common from what I've seen, maybe from what a lot of us have seen. It's more common for like women to develop those girlfriend relationships, like, oh, we're sisters and we can show each other emotion. But this goes to, most straight men, like the minute you mention love, like, oh, I love him, like you wouldn't, if a straight man said, oh, I love him, like I love him, people are going to be like, oh, y'all gay, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the going like thing right now. It has been for a while. So I feel like what he did say is that love came to him in a different form. And love came to him like never before, something along those lines. And of course, people felt like, okay, well, you never been gay, so that means that you're gay because love came to you in a different form. And it doesn't have to be that, but it could be this form of love came, or this person taught me how to love. This person taught me how to forgive, how to love myself. You know what I mean? This guy could have really taught him those things. I think it's still giving gay, but he could have taught him those things, and that could be the different form of love he's talking about. But again, straight guys don't usually talk about their emotions and love for one another.
It's funny because I have had male friends throughout my life, and it wasn't until I was 37-ish that I started telling other males, especially black males, that I love them. and how much they mean to me. And so like when I joined my yoga community has been huge, and it's a mixed community. So there's Black gay males and there's heterosexual males, but then there's also other ethnicities as well. And like we so freely tell each other that we love each other. And at first for me, it was kind of a struggle because of that internalized homophobia and the backlash that you would get if you told another male that you love them.
Right.
And I don't necessarily wonder because I kind of know, but to what extent, how much healing needs to happen in the Black community, especially the Black gay community?
I mean, every community, because I feel like it really stems from, like, of course, there's the gay straight thing, there's a homophobia, there's a uncomfortability with telling another man you love them, but a lot of families don't even say that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, I have so many people that will get off the phone with their parents or who are their siblings, whoever, and I'm like, y'all don't say I love you? Like, we literally, like, I could talk to my mom, like, right now, and then call her as soon as I get downstairs, come back upstairs, call her again, and we're going to say I love you, like, every time we get off of the phone.
Yeah.
That's just what we do. My nieces, nephews, my family. I've even, like, have a lot of my best friends who now will not get off of the phone without saying it. They'll tell me, like, Devin, like, you know, I love you, and I love my family, but we don't say it every time. But now, since I'm used to saying it, so I think that's a thing, too. Like, people aren't used to saying, like, I love you unless you're hurting or like, you know, it's a family reunion or I won't see you for a while, then we'll say I love you. But a lot of people don't just freely use the word.
My mom definitely don't do it. I mean, that's crazy you said that because like my mom, she doesn't say it. Like she never says it, but I know she loves me.
Right,
but she just
loves you, right.
But she never says it. Like we're on the phone, we hang up with her. Or like, I think the only time I've ever really heard her say it is like when I was sick, I was in the hospital or whatever. But like when we're on the phone, we hang up stuff. She don't ever say it or anything like that. Nah, it was a big thing for my grandma. Anytime I talk to her, is I love you, you know, I'll talk to you later or whatever. And I used to wonder why she never said it or whatever. And I just kind of pay attention, like, she never said it to nobody. And I don't know, maybe it's something that she deals with or something, but she won't say it to nobody.
What about you and your brothers? Do you tell each other that y'all love each other? No, actually we don't, which is something that I never even paid attention to it.
Because you show
like,
it. So
we show it, so we don't ever say it. Now my brother that's away or whatever, like he has no problem telling us he loves us. I mean, he's straight, but he has no problem telling any of us he loves us or whatever. And I guess it's because he's away and stuff, and he doesn't see us stuff. So anytime we talk to him, he always, lets us know he loves it. But as far as my little brother stuff, I'm in the house with him every day and stuff. Like we don't, tell each other we love each other or anything like that. I don't even know if I've ever heard them tell anybody they loved anybody.
Well, y'all need to start.
Like, it's definitely something to definitely talk about. I'm actually gonna have a conversation tonight.
You should. And not because like, oh, like if we love each other, we have to say it. But I don't know. There's just a difference in relationship when you keep saying it over and over.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like we need to hear that. Like after a long day or whatever, like you need to hear. But so, you have a significant other, you have a fiance, so obviously y'all tell each other you love each other. But it still helps for the more people that you tell I love you and the more people tell you, like to me love just works better. Like relationships work better, life works better when you feel loved and supported. So, and life is short. So it's like imagine your last conversation with somebody, God forbid, you would want to make sure you told them like I love you.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that myself because I was, as we were having this conversation, I was like, I would hate for anything to happen. And then I have to live with the fact that I've never told someone how I felt about them.
Right.
Like my friends, my family, just the people who are close to me and the people who have impacted my life in tremendous ways. And so like, within the last 3 to 5 years, like I give hugs freely. I tell people I love them. I call and I check up on people when I know that they're going through something, but even just because.
Right.
And I think that does something more for me than, it probably does something for them as well. Just like you were saying, it's nice to hear those things, but for me, at least I know at the end of the day, I did my part.
Yeah, and it feels good to love on people.
It does.
It just feels really good just to show love and like, so I feel like anytime that I've had to like show the other side of me to people, it's like, okay, now you're about to get all this because you deserved it. Like,
Right.
I'm as sweet as pie. Like, I'm showing love. I'll hold the door for you. I'll give you the shirt off my back. So if we're going like left, this is my left. If we're going left, then like we're going way left because now you like why, you know, this has to be your fault because I'm so sweet. What?
Really? That's where we go?
It is automatically has to be somebody else. It's always somebody else's fault with
Not
you.
all the time.
Yes, it is. Anytime we get
There
on
was that
here.
one time. There was that one time.
Where was my fault?
Yeah.
Where was it my fault?
I don't know. It was one of those earlier episodes. You took accountability. You took responsibility.
Oh,
for
okay,
it.
I want to think about what that was.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Child, we can't talk about it on here, but I remember.
Oh, it was okay. But yeah, no. Did I get nasty?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I get nasty, then that means like it's your fault because I'm normally sweet. So that means you did something to like hurt my feelings or you got disrespectful. So I kind of had to get disrespectful.
Yeah, and I think the whole stigma with males, like straight males telling each other love it, I think it comes a lot from like, you know, their household, the way they're raised. Like, you know, some people are raised by, you know, their fathers who may not necessarily be, you know, homophobic or not, but, you know, seeing their son tell another man, like, you know, oh, no, you don't do that or whatever. So I think it has, you know, being in the household that you're in, it plays a part in that as well.
So let me ask y'all this: when y'all have kids and like start your own families, will that be a thing where you're like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, or?
Absolutely. If kids are in the cards for me, then yes, absolutely. But I have like god kids and I have nieces and nephews, and I tell them when I see them, absolutely, I tell them.
Yeah.
Like that's important for me.
Yeah.
Because number one, you know, you're not in my household 24/7, and so when I do see them, like I want to be rich uncle.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, like you know, you come in, you drop off $5,
Right.
you give them a whole bunch of candy, you amp them up, and then you leave them with the parents.
Right, and then I'll see you next time. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So what about you, say?
Yeah, same way. I definitely want, like, for my kids to definitely feel love, let them know that our parent, we do love them. I mean, just because, you know, growing up and stuff, I always knew, like, I know my family and stuff loved me, but I didn't always feel it. So I would want my kids to feel it,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so that is something that is going to be very important for me because, I mean, it's been a while. Like, honestly, I would say that the most love I've ever felt is from my fiance.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Wow.
I've ever felt.
Wow. That's a good
That's awesome.
conversation. Like that's a really good conversation. Like we could probably do a segment on that. Like people like feeling a love and like going after relationships because of not receiving love for their family. Not to say that would be your case, but I feel like a lot of people do that, you know, and sometimes unintentionally. So that was deep. That would be
Yeah.
really good.
Bookmark that. You're gonna have to remember that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to. Y'all, Sydney, can you remember?
So what do y'all think about, because you know this whole concept of like the bromance actually does exist, and so what have your experiences been in a bromance, or have you ever had a bromance?
Yes, my first bromance was difficult because I was like, I really felt like this is my bro, but I knew that I was like really attracted to him. And I kind of felt like he was attracted to me, but it was just given like he would talk about girls, he would bring girls around me. Like I would come over, we would even sleep in his bed together. We would, when I used to smoke back in the day, we would smoke, like, you know, just chill and like do things that guys do. But it was just like a next level higher because there was a little bit of intimacy there. Not touching intimacy, but again, the sleeping in the bed and the like, you know, he was like, I remember one day he had like an interview, a really big interview coming up, and I like ironed his clothes and like helped him get ready for his interview. And it still wasn't like, Devin, give me a kiss. Like, you know, it was still like, okay, at the end of the day, we're bros. Like, I'm ironing your clothes, getting you dressed, and now you're bringing a girl over to your apartment. And it's just like, you know, like, okay, but that was my bro. And I was comfortable with it because I felt like I'm kind of getting what I want, you know, which is like the intimacy a little bit, the companionship. And I do like you, but we're still bros at the end of the day. So that was my first. So I've had several, but that was the first one. And that ended badly because when I did get into a relationship with the guy knew exactly like what that relationship was. Like he knew that it's more than a friendship. Like obviously you feel a way about him. And I had to make a hard decision. Like he asked me not to be friends with this guy anymore. And I remember going to his house and having a conversation with him to tell him that we couldn't be friends anymore. And I regret it to this day.
Oh,
And
wow.
like still to this day, he will not talk to me. Like he acts like I don't exist. Like he blocked me from everything. Like I've tried to hit him up several times, like from other accounts or whatever, through our mutual friends. And he's like, tell Devin I'm good. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know. But that was the best thing at the time because I never stopped liking him. So it's like, that was my bromance. That's my brother. Now I'm in a relationship, but I do still like this person. So, yeah.
So this might sound bad, but I've never had a bromance that didn't go left.
So y'all just started as bros and then y'all ended as.
Yeah.
You fuck all your brothers?
Maybe not that, but you know, something always happen with them regardless, no matter what.
Okay.
I've never.
Did you know going into it, like, all right, we're going to be friends, but 9 out of 10 something's going to happen? Or were you like legit trying to?
No, I was legit trying to just be friends.
Were you attracted?
Like, yeah. Yeah, but I never acted on it. I never like made them feel like I was attracted to them or anything.
Okay.
Like I looked at them like a bro. Like, you know, when I was growing up and stuff, and I had like, you know, I know I was gay. A lot of people didn't know I was, but like I hung around a lot of straight guys and stuff, and like being around my brother as well. He had a lot of straight friends, and eventually he banned me from being around his straight friends. Like,
Because he was realizing they're not so straight.
Yes. So he was just like, you can't be around me and my friends no more or whatever. Because I mean, I'm just being around, just being myself or whatever, and child, something always happens.
Right.
So,
If they want to take you home, they want to take you home.
All right, for sampling. So I've had some romances, and they've always just been platonic, whether there was an attraction there or not. But I think for me, what made them successful romances was the fact that when I was growing up, my biological brother and we didn't necessarily have a very close relationship. Like even to this day, like we still, like when we talk, when we get off the phone, we just like, love you. And if I'm mad at him, be like, love you. And he probably does the same thing. And so like I take my friendships very seriously. And so like when I tell someone that like, you are like my brother, then like I am there for you. If you need anything, if I need anything, I'm gonna ask. And like I have a very hard time just asking people anything. But if you're close to me, then I will ask, because if I don't, like the people who are around me, they'll hold me accountable, and they'll like want to fight me just because I didn't ask. Right. I'm just like, well, shit.
Because it's like, let me be there for you.
Right.
Like,
exactly. And so like for my bromances, they have always been platonic.
okay.
Yeah. And I think
Kudos to you.
have you been attracted to him?
I found them attractive, but I haven't been attracted to them.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so let me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
So do you feel like it was easier for you to establish the bromances because you weren't attracted to them in the beginning?
Maybe.
So why were we so attracted to our bros?
They had big dicks for me. They was
God, but
Wait,
wait,
what
know that before?
I mean,
You say because you wait, what?
I mean, when you, I mean, we
No, what'd you say?
undressed.
No, what'd you
They
say?
had big dicks. I mean,
Oh.
at the time.
All right. Like I said, sample.
Right, at the time. I'm gonna start using that at the time. Put that in there at the end.
Oh, Tay.
Oh God.
I mean, because, you know, bromance, like, you know, they had no issue, like, undressing in front of me. And, you know, like.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I miss my bro, the one that we were talking about. Why'd y'all have to bring this up?
Oh no.
Now I'm gonna have to try to hit him up. Oh my God! So I have to tell y'all, I did go to his Instagram page from our page, from the Open Relationship Podcast page, and I've been stalking his page. And I want to send him a message.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Can we not?
What?
Can we not do that? Can we not stalk him?
Is he gonna know?
I mean, you just said that you were stalking him on.
He's not gonna know.
I'm pretty sure it'll.
How will he know?
Because you have mutual friends.
But I don't follow him from our page. I just like go check in, see what's going on. I don't watch his stories, so that way.
Do you have friends who watch the show that know him?
Yeah. But if we're not following him, he's not following us. I'm just literally using our page to look at his page.
I mean, he's that important to you. I would say don't give up.
Don't do like that.
What? I was being very sincere.
I just wanted to check on him and make sure he's like, see what he's doing.
But I'm saying if he's a friendship that you really care about, that you really want to work at getting back there.
I probably won't get the friendship back, but it did help to see that he's doing well. Y'all have never been in this situation before where y'all looked at somebody's page from another.
Okay, so I have.
Thank you. So,
I have. I mean, I haven't stalked somebody.
I didn't really mean
You
stalking.
you use the word.
Okay.
So, after a relationship has ended, like I would, if we did remain friends, like I would have, like early on, I would have looked just to see, but then I just moved on.
Oh, kudos to you, because I write them bitches off. Block, you're dead to me.
It's just
Well, it depends on how the relationship ends.
everything was my fault because I'm like, okay, I have to choose my relationship over our friendship. And I feel like sometimes you do have to do that, but in this case,
I don't think I would ever do that.
I just wouldn't tell my man.
I just feel like it wouldn't, for me, it wouldn't be healthy for me because again, we were bros, but I liked you and I was cool with us not putting a title because I was getting what I wanted. So how do I build this relationship with someone who is now my boyfriend and I'm still coming over to smoke with you and lay in your bed and I like you? Like, how is that?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't lay in his bed, but if you have a boyfriend,
I mean, I can still hang out.
yeah. Like the nature of the relationship would change, and that's just a conversation. Like, hey, I have a boyfriend now. I can't just lay in your bed.
I can't hang
It
clothes
wouldn't have changed.
and all that.
It wouldn't have changed.
You wouldn't have let it change.
No, it wouldn't have changed. Trust me, it wouldn't have changed.
Because of you.
No, not just because of me.
Okay. So then maybe it was a good idea that it ended.
But look how it ended, and he's not even with that person no more.
Right. So that's another conversation too. But that's probably why a lot of people don't get rid of friendships because what happens in the end if you're not with the person any longer? Like,
But I also think that so like I think it's important to say for instance if I have a boyfriend and he sees that I have a friend that doesn't treat me well and then he brings it to my attention and that's one thing. Like, hey, this friend really isn't there for you, yada yada yada. You might want to go ahead and distance yourself from them. Like I would listen to that.
Okay.
But if I am playing boyfriend over here and being boyfriend over here,
playing boyfriend.
Girl laying in the bed and ironing clothes and stuff.
Okay,
you
you're
playing
right.
boyfriend.
You're right. Okay.
like that, like why would I make this person over here question what's going on over here?
Well, I guess you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wish we were still friends. That's it. Bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
wish.
would give anything to smoke and lay in his bed like a couple more times, and just talk.
I mean, I'm sure y'all have a lot of catching up to do.
We do.
Do you think y'all would still have that kind of relationship though after all this?
I feel like we would only because so much time has gone by. So it would be like legit, like let's catch up. Like what's been going on? Like this person is in Maryland still, like back at home.
Okay.
So I feel like it would be a lot of like what's going on, how'd your raggedy relationship end? And he would call it raggedy, but he would just like make fun of it, like, oh now you could talk to me, now we're friends. How like I feel like that's what it would be. But I reached out before and it wasn't that. So I haven't reached out again in a while.
Well, if it's what you want.
I'm not gonna
want it
reach
for
out
you.
again.
No, I'm just saying if it's what you want, then I want it for you.
Yeah, if it's that
Thank you.
important to you. Yeah.
Hopefully you'll both find some healing. Because he sounds like he's hurt.
Yeah, and I know that's my fault. And at first I'm pissed because I'm like, why are you acting like a child? But it's like, we were like legit really good friends and you told me you couldn't be my friend because of someone new that is in your life. So I had to look at it from his standpoint.
Ooh, to bring it full circle. So is this someone who showed you love like August person.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It was just like that. Exactly. And like he was not like, even though I wasn't like out, but it was clear that I was like a little gay. And he didn't mind bringing me
Just
like,
a little gay.
just a little gay. He didn't mind bringing me like around his straight friends. Like it didn't matter. Like he wanted me around all the time. Like I don't know. Like
That's
it was
why
just
he so hurt. He really
I
looked at you like a friend, like to do that. Because most straight guys
Or
don't.
like a shorty.
That's a good thing. That's probably a shorty because you would bring girls over like while I'm there. So.
But in front of your like with his straight friends, he probably really looked at you like a bro.
I just feel like I was quick to like give that up for something that's mutual. So like, yeah, we have our bromance and stuff, but you're not telling me that you like me, that I'm beautiful. We're not having sex. You know what I mean? Like, so here I am getting that from someone that I do like and likes me back and wants to do those things and tell me those things. So it was like, I kind of got to go with what's best for me because you're kind of going what's best for you by not telling me that you're gay.
Ooh, what if he did have feelings for you though?
Like present day? Oh, I'd be open to like making something happen.
But this actually brings the whole August Alsina conversation into context because like what you just described, like we know that when he met or when he got into that entanglement, right? Entanglement with Jada. Like from the documentary or whatever that we saw, like he came into that hurt. Like he was experiencing, I guess, symptoms of depression, maybe some anxieties, maybe some feelings of not being, what's the word? Maybe the sense of not belonging.
Right.
And then he got into this situation, and then things got complicated.
Real sticky.
Yeah. And so, now that he has found this relationship, and I'm not even discussing the nature of the relationship, but now that he has found this relationship and he's getting what he needed, or he is getting what he's needed, because you just talked about getting that mutuality, the reciprocation, and that's important. That's important in a relationship because when you're in a relationship and there's questions, when you're in a relationship and there's confusion, it muddies the water. Like if you don't know what you are, and I believe in titles.
Me too. I remember this episode we talked about it. Yeah.
And so like if I don't know what I am to you, then if I see you with somebody else, I'm gonna be like, well, who are they to you?
And if I don't know what I am to you, that means you don't want to make me something to you.
But maybe some people automatically assume you know what it is.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm just saying, some people do, like, you can hint, like, you don't have to, some people be like, they don't have to actually say how they feel. They just expect you to know how they feel. And they could probably feel the same way as you, but they would never say it. And then get mad when you move on and stuff, like, well, I thought you knew.
Oh, I had one of those.
See?
I had one of those twice with the same person.
You didn't think y'all were together, but they thought y'all were together? Or vice versa?
We were together, but we never said it.
Okay. So you didn't know because he never said it.
Right.
Okay.
But it was like, I'm always over here.
Right.
And because we never had the conversation, then it was just like, so when like the slightest thing happened, and it was like we didn't see each other for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, because they had friends or family in town or whatever. And I wasn't able to go over there because they said they didn't want me over there. Then I was just like, oh, well, what is this? What's going on?
Right.
And then when they became available, then I was just like, I'm gonna continue to be over here in my distance.
Right.
Yeah.
So why did they not want you over there? Because of the whole like, were they like DL or
No.
was it?
They weren't DL, but it was complicated, I guess.
Okay.
Like I don't, and like even to this day, like I don't know the whole story. Like I don't know, but I do know that at the time, like they were it for me.
Oh wow.
But then we never talked about what it was.
So how did you get past that?
So the first time, well, no, well, yes, but so the first time we didn't see each other for like a couple of days or whatever, and I ended up going out. And this is a person, like, I'm a person who I don't go out often,
Right.
and he didn't go out often. But then we ended up in the same club, and I was trashed. And then I ended up cussing
You
his
trashed?
ass. I was trashed.
Oh my God.
But this was like years ago, and then I ended up cussing his ass out, and he just stood there like.
Tom, I can't even picture you enraged and upset.
I can picture it a little bit, but
I wish I could.
I can picture it.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a whole mess. And then like the next day, he called or we texted, and he was like, "Do we need to talk about?" I was like, "No."
You should have been like, I said everything I had to say
I
on
did.
the dance floor last night.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
That was me.
Yeah, okay. Good job.
I mean, we're friends to this day.
That was my next question.
Yeah, we're friends to this day. There's maybe like one relationship in which we're not friends.
What do you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
As in, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
as in past relationships in which we're no longer friends.
That's really good.
Yeah, I try.
I was doing some thinking. Yeah.
You have any
But we know
exes that you're
one.
friends with?
Well, y'all know I've only been in like one like real gay relationship. The other ones were with women, and we are. One of them, we are not friends at all. She would probably spit in my face if she saw me today.
But is that the one where you?
Which one?
Is that the name?
Oh, yeah. Is that?
No, oh my God, no. But there's only one. She would probably definitely spit in my face. One of my ex-girlfriends, we actually like were planning to get married. Like my mom was like getting all of our stuff together, like picking out like everything, and she invited me to her birthday party, which is coming up in February of this year, of next year.
Yay.
It's in Maryland. I think I'm gonna go. Only because we kept in contact. I'll never forget. Like after I had like when I first started talking to my ex, which was a guy. I had him and like a bunch of people over for like a Christmas party in my apartment, and word was like, oh, Devin had this guy over. Like everybody was talking about it. Like basically, oh, Devin came out last night. It's sort of like an August Alsina situation. I never said who this was. I'm like, this is my homeboy, because we were like not trying to
But
like
the vibe, people felt
right.
the vibe.
It's giving gay, like August Alsina and the guy. But anyway,
Nothing that.
I'm saying that.
All right, I'm not saying it either.
So she hit me up the next day and she's like, well, congratulations on coming out. You could at least invited me to your coming out party. And I'm like, is this what everybody thinks that it was? It was a holiday party. And I was like, my friend was there. And then she's like, well, from what everybody says. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, I'll be honest with you. This is who it is. So then she's like, am I allowed to ask questions? Like, you know, whatever. I'm like, yeah, like ask what you want. So she's like, you know, when we were together.
Yes, they want to know that.
Right, exactly. So I said that to say, since that initial conversation, we've kind of had like a pretty good relationship, like a check-in type of relationship. Or if she sees like something I post on Facebook, then she'll be like, you know, did you start writing your book yet? Because she used to always be on me about that. So she's like still, you know, like once she got past that part of it, then she's like, all right, let's be friends type of thing. So I'm thinking about going to the party. Y'all think I should go?
Oh, absolutely.
Not if it's around my birthday, no.
It is February the 5th, 6th weekend.
The what?
5th, 6th-ish weekend.
Okay, that's in the beginning.
Okay, you still didn't let us know what you're doing for you.
I will let you know.
Yeah, let us know sometime.
It's February the 21st.
Okay. Wait, and my brother's I think Ty's is my brother's is the 21st.
Really?
Yeah, that's so
I didn't know
crazy. I didn't know
that.
that. Yeah, Ty's birthday is definitely 21st.
Oh Lord.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right, they're giving us the signal. So, y'all want me to
later.
go ahead or?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. All right. So last week we didn't get to this part. This is a left on red. I forgot we have to name the segments before we do it. Y'all should know this by now. But this is left on red. So we have a segment of our show where people can write into us via email or Instagram, however, but just kind of give us a letter, ask for advice, or just a letter on what they're going through, whatever. So this letter is actually right on time because last week we had a transgender woman on our show. And this is speaking about transgender. So,
Okay.
you know, I feel like it's pretty good. So the letter reads, hey, Open Relationship Podcast. First, thank you all for consistently putting on an amazing show. I'm writing in because I'm just curious to know how you all would handle this situation. I'm a gay man and I have been for quite some time. However, I'm currently married to a trans woman, cis man. So for those of you that do not know, cis man means that they were born a man. Cis woman is they were born a woman. So this is a guy married to a woman that was born a man. So everyone in my family knew that I was gay and they really gave me a hard time about it. When I met my now wife, they were thrilled, and because of that, I never told them that my wife was born a man. My family constantly asked, when are we going to have children, etc. We've played it off for so long and it's just getting old. And unfortunately, it's getting old. And unfortunately, because we're tired of pretending with them, we're thinking about telling them. Should we move on and enjoy our lives without a conversation or explanation to my family? Or do we tell them flat out and let them cope how they may? I love my family and have always valued their opinion, and I don't want them to feel like I'm a liar, which is how I feel, like a liar.
Okay, so I have a question. So he said he's gay and his family knows he's gay. So are they assuming that he's straight right now, dating a straight woman?
Mm-hmm. That's why he hasn't told them, because they think it's like a woman. You just gonna take a minute?
Yeah, you come back to me on that.
You gonna take a minute? No. I'm just a firm believer of like living your life, and I know that as much as like family's there for each other, friends are there for each other, at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself. You have to protect yourself and your well-being. So if you know this is what you like and this is what makes you happy, then like tell your truth. Like I don't, unless your family's like paying your bills and like you can't make it without them on a level of like day-to-day needs, then you might have to keep it a secret, like if they're paying your bills and stuff. But other than that, like be yourself. I feel like if I were in this situation, I wouldn't even have let it get to this point. Just because it's like I like what I like. But I'm also biased because I have such a huge support system. So if your family is not like mine, then I don't know what I may be willing to hide or not hide. And I do talk a good game to be like, oh, it's about me. But some people, that would make me feel away if my family kind of didn't support me and love me as much. That would make me feel away. So would it make me hide who I'm with? I don't know. But again, like life is short. Be happy. They keep asking y'all about kids. She's not getting pregnant. So... because that lie is going to turn into, oh, she can't have kids, or, I just feel like when does the lie stop?
But I mean, I feel like they could already know, and they could just be hinting, waiting on him to tell.
Oh, right. I didn't think about that.
For me, I think it's layered because it's not you're not doing this by yourself.
Right.
And so I don't think it is a conversation that needs to be had without your partner's consent, because essentially you, like, if you tell your family, you'll be spilling their tea.
Right.
And so like if your partner is okay with it, then y'all tell them together.
Right.
But if your partner's not okay with it, like, this is your family, you don't see them every day. But this is your partner, I'm assuming you may be seeing them every day. And so, like, it's kind of one of those things, like, you have to choose.
Right. So if the partner's okay with it, then you feel like, let's tell them. If the partner's not, then you feel like, let's not.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, we all, in the LGBTQ plus community, like, we all have our coming out story. Mm-hmm. And you telling your family robs them of that coming out story.
Right, right.
And so, and you guys are I hate to say you guys, but you two are in a relationship. And so this is a conversation between the two of you. Like, what is comfortable for the two of you?
But again, he didn't specify what they meant by because having kids don't mean just her getting pregnant.
That's true.
Well, so I'm glad that you mentioned that, so people don't feel like I'm ignorant to the fact that there's other ways. Right. But, normally when, your family's asking a heterosexual couple, when are you having kids? When are you getting pregnant? When are you having kids? So it's like, okay, if we decide to go ahead and have kids and tell them, oh, we're having a baby, they're going to be lifting up your shirt, looking to rub your stomach. You know what I mean? Because they think that you're, capable of having kids because you haven't said otherwise. Unless you're like, oh, we're adopting, we're whatever, then I don't think they'll be like, oh, you must be a man because you're not like pushing a baby out, but they're going to be looking for the wife to get pregnant,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm about that.
And I think it's just important that, we just consider all the different ways in which people can have children. Just like you were saying, you can adopt, you can have a surrogate, you can do artificial insemination. And if, I don't know for the partner about hormones and how that works.
Yeah.
So like if he wanted to artificially inseminate, then that may be a possibility. Like I always thought about like if my partner and I were to do artificial insemination, like we would both do artificial insemination with the same mother, so that our children will be legitimate.
Same.
Yeah, that's our plan. Yeah, that's our plan.
Yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah, and they'll look alike, but then they'll also look like me and my partner because
Yeah.
So in a perfect world. So really quick while we're on this conversation before, so I know we have to wrap up. My sister and I were driving like probably 3 days ago, and we saw a billboard, and it said something about, it was a picture of a man that was pregnant, and it was like support the cause of men fertility, something along the lines of like men getting pregnant and like support the cause. So my sister initially looks at me and she's like, and I'm like, you saw that? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I don't know what to say because I don't know how you're about to react, but I don't understand what's going on. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on either. I feel like, would y'all, if men could get pregnant, okay.
Nope.
Same. So do y'all believe in supporting the cause to scientifically do research and try to make that happen? Do y'all think that that's a thing that should be supported or that you would support or personally give money to?
I wouldn't give money to it,
Okay.
but I will morally support.
Okay.
Like if I have a
safe answer.
I'm full of safe answers.
I need to start texting you before I talk. Tay, what about you?
Yeah, I probably more support, but that's about it.
Okay, we'll agree.
But you know how trans men walk around with they be pregnant, like the trans men, women.
What do you mean?
The women that are transforming to,
like they walk around with fake.
they be pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but they still, they still have.
'cause they still have like
uterus.
parts, right?
Yeah.
They still have the equipment.
But they consider themselves men.
True.
But that's just different.
Yeah, that's a good.
But
What's the advice we're giving him?
Well, I gave mine.
I gave mine.
Oh, child, just tell the truth. Y'all know I'm always for the truth. Just tell the truth.
All right. Well, that is our time. Again, welcome. And thank you for joining us for our 30th episode. It has been I don't want to say it's been a blast, like we're just stopping.
Right.
But it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride, and we look forward to many more to come. So thank you for joining the three of us as we swallow hard topics and spit difference of opinions.
We're out.
We're out.
Yes.